So you think you can beat me by outlawing my thoughts with your rogue politicians and the judges you bought? So you think you can mold me like I'm made out of clay? Oh, you want me to answer? Just got this to say. Take a look into this warrior's eyes. Tell me what you see. Take a look into this warrior's eyes. Oh, there still beats free.
Hi, I'm Paul Fromm. I'm the Midnight Man on Stormfront Radio. I run a nightly show of news and commentary for our people. Every night, midnight Eastern Time on Stormfront Radio, and I invite you to catch me. It's at stormfront.org on the internet. Well, I don't know what to make of the news I got tonight. I am one of 5 people in all of Canadian history to be accorded a certain distinction. No, I didn't win the lottery. No, I haven't been elevated to the Order of Canada. I suspect if I were, I'd give the order back. I wouldn't want to be in some of that company. But I'm one of 5 people who has ever been banned from the precincts of Parliament. Now, that was a special resolution made tonight in the House of Commons. It received unanimous consent. We don't know how many members were actually in the House of Commons or whether there was even a discussion. It was a motion proposed by the rascally multiculturalism minister, an absolute flunky for minorities, Jason Kenney. Anyway, Jason Kenney made this motion to ban Alexan, Kulbashian, and myself. The reason? Well, on Friday, we had booked the Parliamentary Press Gallery for a press conference at 1:30 in the afternoon. That is the right of any Canadian, usually organizations, sometimes individuals. If you have a cause that you wish to bring to the attention of the Parliamentary Press Gallery, you put in an application and you get your half hour in the sun, so to speak. They give you a room, the Charles Lynch Room, with the flags of Canada and the various provinces behind you. There's a podium. There's a place for the for videos, for the electronic and the print media to sit and to take notes, and your press release is circulated to those media, and if those reporters are interested, they come to your press conference. They may come, they may not. I've been involved in a number of such conferences over the years. Sometimes we get a fair turnout, sometimes we might only get 1 or 2. All it is an opportunity to share your concern or to raise your issue to the press if they are interested. That's all it is. Well, we don't know who, because of the press release hasn't even yet gone out. But somebody took great exception to the fact that Mr. Kulbashian, who represents Melissa Gill, who's another one of the victims of Richard Warman in one of these Canadian Human Rights Act Section 13.1 charges. And Section 13.1 is the Internet censorship provision of the Canadian Human Rights Act. Melissa Gill and her website, the Canadian Heritage Alliance, has been accused by Richard Warman of expounding views that are likely to expose the privileged minorities to hatred or contempt. That case is ongoing. We wish to raise some very serious issues with the press, and as I say, no press release has gone out. So what it is they know, I don't know. And we're not sure why exactly we were banned. Mr. Kulbashian was found to be guilty of a discriminatory practice in another Warman complaint. You have to understand, these aren't criminal charges. These are these are administrative law charges. The Act makes it clear that this is not even a moral matter. If you transgress the criminal code, you are seen to be immoral. If you transgress these rinky-dink human rights laws, at worst you're seen to have made a mistake. Incidentally, Mr. Kulbashian's case is under appeal. Mr. Kulbashian's representing Miss Gill. I'm representing the Canadian Heritage Alliance. What we wanted to share with the press, if they were interested, and that's a big if, but if our press was interested, we want to talk about the reign of spying going on between the Canadian Human Rights Commission, which is, after all, a civil agency that's supposed to deal with transgressions of a Human Rights Act. This isn't the criminal code, drug dealing, weapons smuggling, or anything like that. This is, did you say something that hurt somebody's feelings? But we know, and we intend to blow the whistle on them for a pattern of spying, subterfuge, assumed identities, working with agents provocateurs, working with, for instance, Shane Rollo Martinez, who has acted as an agent for, and at one point received the nomination of, the Communist Party of Canada Marxist-Leninists, the old Maoists. These are some of the people that the Canadian Human Rights Commission has used as witnesses and informants. We have a lot to say about the Canadian Human Rights Commission, the outrageous wholesale use of Section 37 of the Canada Evidence Act. That's a way that the Crown can try to prevent the divulging of information that they think might be injurious to the health of a person, to the security of a person. We know that this has been done in the Mark Lemire case absolutely promiscuously to try to hide government wrongdoing, government spying, in fact, the setting up of a police state to monitor dissidents. That's what it's all about. You know, we pass resolutions about the outrageous behavior of the government in Myanmar. You know, sure, rightly so. They're horrible. But you know, even some of our liberals are now a little bit askance at some of the activities of Robert Mugabe. But you know, we're not much for human rights in Canada either, and we're not much for dissent. And that's exactly what this resolution attempts to do. It will prevent Mr. Kulbashian and I, for the remainder of this parliamentary session, from setting foot in the precincts of Parliament. That is, I could not go and see my Member of Parliament. I could not go and visit a Canadian Senator at his offices on Parliament Hill. I could perhaps look them up at their constituency offices, but I could not visit them there. I am seriously restricted as a citizen. I'd like to tell you the company I keep. The first person ever banned from the precincts of the House of Commons was a terrorist, a rebel, Louis Riel. And perhaps with some reason they banned him. The second person, civil liberties lawyer Douglas Christie, because he was in the company of his client, Holocaust skeptic, dissident, publisher, Ernst & Young. They wanted to have a press conference, and I was very knowledgeable of that. Do you know what it was about? They wanted to explain to the press that under the Canadian Human Rights Act, truth is no defense. You know, I bet if I were to ask 100 people on the street about Canadian law, and I would pose the question, do you think truth would be a defense? I bet 99% would say, well, yes, because the knowledge we get from television, and certainly common sense, and our Anglo-Saxon judicial system has always valued truth, but not anymore. Well, I'm banned now, and Mr. Kulbashian, so I'm one of 5 Canadians who has ever been banned from the precincts of the House of Commons. Oh no, I'm not a terrorist. I'm a free thinker. I'm a person who believes in freedom. And that pathetic gaggle of trained SEALs, I don't know whether it was 20 or 50 or 100, who put up their flippers and voted for that, should remain forever in the ranks of the discredited and the disgraced. This is the Paul Fromm. I'm the Midnight Man, and I will be giving that press conference, if not on Parliament Hill. I'm the Midnight Man on Stormfront Radio. You can catch me every night at midnight Eastern Time at www.stormfront.org.